All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a very, very special episode of For the Most Part podcast. We are interviewing one of the most legendary, one of the two people I consider legendary in the music business. We have Mr. Anson Soverall with us, and we're going to be talking briefly with him as he has a very busy schedule. Oh,
Yep, same cause.
hi there. Hi there. What's it good?
Hi there. About time.
You understand? Listen, it's about time. So the Mark said, what was the first song you ever recorded?
That's like the most difficult question you could ask me. I've literally recorded thousands of
The
songs.
songs.
I can't remember the first one that I recorded,
Mm-hmm.
but I probably could remember the
Who?
first song I released. The first project I released, I remember it being, it was a rhythm.
Mm.
It was a reggae rhythm. Funny enough, it was Blazer Dan, I think Squeezy Rankin,
Mm.
Biggie Rankin, Blazer Dan. I think it's Ras Pilot. It was like a lot of those reggae men from back in the day. So Blazer Dan, Ziggy Rankin, Ras Pilot. Was it Ninjutsu and I think Ninjutsu.
Pops.
I
Yeah.
don't remember the name of that rhythm, to be honest.
Right.
That was a while back.
Right. Fair. So what is the one project that you've worked on that you didn't get to release? Like, let's say you did a song today and you had to wait like 2 or 3 years before it get released.
Well, I have a project that I worked on a long time ago, and it's still exists. And I think that would be a very huge project the day it does release.
It dropped.
I'm not too sure how much I could say about the project, but let's just say it's a project I did with Marshall. And it is probably one of his best unreleased songs, and that's not my way. That's like everybody in his
the business.
I'm not too sure. It's, when you have something that's just so good that you want to make sure it's right.
Yeah, 100%.
It's so good that he want to make sure this right. Everybody involved in that project, and the song, I think, is ahead of its time because we did that so long ago, and it's still very relevant to date. So,
right.
Hey, maybe one day.
One day, yeah. No sweat, man, no sweat. So, how has the pandemic affected your workflow? Because people know you as one of the biggest producers in the dance, like quite literally speaking. How the dynamic changed from being able to travel all over and get to work with everybody to being lockdown? You're putting down vocals and songwriting. What was that like?
Well, the pandemic, I would say, for a producer in the position I'm in, the pandemic, yes, it affected day-to-day business in terms of like regular recordings and regular producing for artists, and especially on the booking side of things, because also I'm a manager.
Yeah.
So obviously it affected the money and the travel, but because of the position I'm in, where I also manage 2 artists, Sammy, Nailah, we were able to use the pandemic as almost like a reset button. Where we have time now. Let's put some energy and focus on producing and
quality,
honing in on the craft and looking at our shortcomings in terms of why it is our music falling short of some of the international standards. So we use that period to record.
I can imagine.
We record hundreds of songs between the 2 of them. And then we use the down period to also work on social media content, and which is like shooting videos and So we have, I probably shot about, I have about 7, 8 music videos just sit down there, you know. So we use the down period to work, you know. One of the fortunate ones was able to fly as well. And, you know, we went to the States and we had a lot of studio sessions with, you know, some big producers and writers out there. So I use my time to hone in on the craft and to try and elevate my production and elevate my writing and elevate visuals. So I mean, a lot of that stuff is not out as yet, but
yeah,
as it comes out, you would start to see where the
direction, where the work put in.
Yeah, the work that put in and the direction that I had in now, you know?
Right. And you think you could continue to thrive in this current position that you're in terms of how the pandemic kind of just slows stuff down, but you got stuff done?
Nah, I can't. Nobody could survive like this. I mean, it's what it did for me was it made, as I say, it slowed stuff down and it gave me time to work, but it's go time now. Like it's time for it's been 2 years and it's only so long that the industry could survive and go slow. You know, right now we need things to reopen, or else we probably mightn't have an industry if this continues for a number of years again. You know, it's very difficult because a lot of artists not traveling or not fortunate like say my artists, where they have to find money to pay for production, pay for writing, you know. So we just made the best out of our situation, but now I'm ready to start releasing quality content now, you know.
Yeah, you see it now, and the most recent stuff, dog, it is on repeat. I cannot continue to say the content. It lit. It is lit beyond words, Jed. It is lit beyond words. Congratulations on all the success. I have 2 questions for you before we wrap, because Anson is a real busy man. So, what was the song that brought your career to prominence? Like the song that was the stamp of approval that said, "Yo, this is it." I could see it.
I want to believe. You see, there's so many. I mean, a lot of people don't even know how much projects I produced. So it's hard to just zero in on like a one song, because I have the one song that made me a known producer.
Right.
And then I would say I have the one song that opened the floodgates for me to become like a more of a household name in the production side of things,
right,
on the side. So I have to answer that in like 3 parts, I would say. The first song I would say was Away by Pretty. When I first did that song, I feel like that's the song that put me on the map in the industry, where people was like, yo, that was a real dope song. Wow. People wanted to work with me after that project. You know, and then I would say the next song that really stamped my name in terms of like having a mega hit, I would say was Workout, you know, with Nailah and Cass. And then the last one is a triplicate because that parallel rhythm with Pretty and Nailah with Say Yeah, that was huge. You know, I feel like that's where I get the respect. Like people was like, okay, Workout was a hit, but Parallel Rhythm was like enough respect. And why I say triplicate is this 4th song is more like sentimental value as to the Devon Matthews, The Journey. And that one is more of a sentimental one for me, where like I was able to complete I was able to give Devon, who was the man that was responsible for me doing soca, his final hit, man, his first huge hit. I was real happy for that. Like, if he had passed away and I wasn't able to give him his monster hit, I would have felt so guilty, because that's or he used to be quarreling with me about, oh, you're getting pretty hits again, Nailah hit again, Cass hit again, Marshall. Yeah. You can't give me a heads up. And I was really happy for that. So those songs were equally special, but just in different ways now, you know?
And my last question, and it comes from more on the producing side. Do you think producers are getting into a routine of production quality in terms of how songs sound presently?
When they say getting into a routine, what do you mean?
So for me, I've noticed a trend in terms of like the instruments of choice in a mix or in a beat or whatever the case may be, and there are a lot of songs that sound very similar. So what I want to find out from you is, do you think that these particular producers they kind of just, you know, in a groove and in a routine, they're producing the same kind of songs, same kind of lyrics, same kind of beat, same kind of rhythm?
I think that it kind of, well, every year or every couple of years that happens, where I guess the success of one song kind of drives the energy for others. So producers tend to realize, oh, this worked real good for one producer. I want to do something similar. So it gradually begins to have it becomes the sound of the season. So every season there's a sound that becomes more prominent, and that's based on the success of it. And then sometimes it's based on last season. Like you might have a sound that was super big and everybody just, I mean, if you have 3 months of hearing the same sound over and over and over and over, it becomes ingrained in any producer. So when he sit down in the studio and he selecting tones, he unconsciously selecting those
tones. The same tones, yeah.
But I do think I look at it as almost, that's a good thing in the sense that soca is struggling to find its sound, and if you listen to any other genre, it has a sound, you know, like Afrobeats, you could distinguish songs the same. Amapiano songs the same. Latin reggaeton, you know, it's literally the same. One of the few genres out there. Even dancehall has a sound, but I feel like soca tends to take whatever the popular sound is of the day and just adds the percussive element and the island Caribbean vibe, and then it kind of becomes that the sound of the era now, you know, like back in Calypso they used to do that. You'd have Calypso song like jazz and like swing music. Soca does that now. So like this year you would have heard a lot of Haitian influence soca sounds, you know, it's because it worked. So it's like, it's like, it just depends on what's popular, I would believe. Like if I had to give you like a final answer, is whatever is popular and whatever working, producers tend to gravitate towards that.
Right.
It will change every year because somebody will be feeling to experiment and try something different, and it might work, you know. So I hope that.
Yeah. That answers a lot of questions. Ladies and gents, that's it for today's episode. Anson, thank you for your time. The man is a busy man, I will hear. So we get lucky with this little bit of information, and he's provided some deep insight into what's going on with the business and how possibly we could be creative producers. Like, share, comment, subscribe. That's it for this week. We will see you. Anson, plug all your socials before a thing.
Anson Pro on Instagram. Instagram and Facebook, of course.
And Facebook.
Yeah, Anson Pro on Facebook, Anson Pro on Instagram. Yeah, I just realized I'm not really on the TikTok vibes now, but not on the, you know?
Yeah. All right, well, that's it, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will see you and we will hear you on the next one. Peace.
Forget the notification.
The notification earlier. Ding,